Diesel. This is a story about Diesel, the diesel engine. And he played tricks on the engines, so no one liked working with him. But when Thomas got into trouble, will Diesel come to his rescue? One day, Percy, he wasn't feeling well. His joints ached and he couldn't breathe properly. Sir Topham Hatt came with an inspector. Came to inspect him. You need to go to the works to be repaired, he said. I'll have to get another engine to do your work until you're better. Sir Topham Hatt phoned on other railways to see if anyone could spare an engine, but the only engine available was Diesel. Sir Topham Hatt didn't want to use Diesel because last time he came to work at his station, he caused so much trouble that he'd been sent away in disgrace. But as no engine could help out, Diesel had to do. The next day, Diesel came to the station to collect the troublesome trucks. Thomas was not happy to see him because Diesel had played so many tricks on him before. Take those trucks to the harbor, Thomas said. But don't play any silly tricks, he warned him. Yes, Thomas. Of course, I won't play any tricks. I'll do whatever I'm told, Diesel said, shakily. The troublesome trucks teased Diesel. Yes, Thomas. Of course, I will. Don't play tricks. I'll do whatever I'm told, they said in Diesel's voice. Diesel was angry. I'll teach you, he roared. And bumped the trucks into a siding, roughly sending them. And bumped into them, roughly sending them flying into a siding. The trucks crashed through the buffers and slid off the track. Diesel, who hadn't meant to make the trucks to crash, he had only wanted to scare them. But he still wanted them to do as they were told, so he said, "That will teach you to laugh at me." Sir Topham Hatt was disappointed with Diesel. "You're going back to the other railway as soon as I get arrangement," he said sternly. "I won't have trouble on my railway." After such a ship had set off and telling off, Diesel was glad to be going home. A few days later, Daisy, he was going up a hill when she felt something splash against her wheels. When she stopped at the next station, she felt hot and her joints were stiff. "You've lost your oil," her driver said. "Bertie can take your passengers. While you get repaired." Thomas had to go over the hill where Daisy spilled her oil. He was halfway up when his wheels started slipping on the oil. Suddenly, Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle slipped back down the hill as they reached the bottom. Clarabelle's wheels bounced off the main track onto an unfinished siding. Her front wheels fell off the end of the track and sank in the mud. Thomas was left stranded on the main track. Diesel was at the next station, waiting to go home. He laughed when he heard what had happened. But then he realized Thomas was blocking the track, so he couldn't get past. "Bother," said Diesel crossly. "I'll have to help Thomas or I can't get home." Workmen cleared the oil off the tracks Then they put sand on them and to help Diesel grip. Diesel moved slowly forward and was coupled to Thomas. Wooden sleepers had been put under her Clarabelle's wheels so she could be pulled back on the track. "Thank you for coming, Diesel," said Thomas. "We could have been stuck here all day." Diesel gripped at the sanded rails and pulled with all his strength. Slowly and carefully, he pulled Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle back onto the main track. "Well done, Diesel," said Thomas. "You have been a really useful engine." Diesel smiled. It felt good to be helpful for a change instead of always causing trouble. Diesel carefully pulled Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle over the slippery hill and onto Sir Topham Hatt's station. "Good work, Diesel," said Sir Topham Hatt. "You have been helpful today, and I'm happy to have you come back to work on my station." Diesel smiled. He was pleased to be going home, but was also glad he could come back again and to work for Sir Topham Hatt.